Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you sound a little tired there. Where's the pep in your step?
Hi.
Oh, that's better.
Welcome to Real Talk for real people. Are you ready to get real about your life?
Woo, let's get real.
Ooh, please don't bang your head up against the wall.
What are we talking about tonight?
Well, today I thought we would talk about don't look rich, be rich. And I always use this example, and I'm going to use it. Some people may not relate to it because of their age, but people of a certain age will relate to this commercial. And it was about Chicken of the Sea. There was a brand of tuna, Chicken of the Sea, and they had the star character was a fish named Charlie. Charlie would always have expensive and nice things, like a nice apartment, and to show that he had good taste, or Picasso painting to show that he had good taste. And then the moderator would come and say, "Sorry, Charlie, Starkist want fish that tastes good, not fish with good taste. You want to be rich and not to look rich. You can look rich, but it's more important to be rich." So that's it. That's what we're talking about tonight. So what got me thinking about this is that my mom used to say, I have a sister, maybe more than one, but one sister specifically. She frequently buys clothes, like every month. I don't buy clothes every month. I don't know where I would put it into my closet, but she buys clothes every month. I seriously wonder, where did she put all those clothes? I don't know. But anyway, my mom would see her and she'd be looking so cute and so nice in her new clothes. And my mom said, "Look like money, smell like money, you must have money." That was the last thing of that girl, really. She doesn't have money. And once a month when she buys her new clothes, she looks like money, but she's broke 90% of the month. And so that's what had me thinking about it also, that don't try to look rich, be rich. Instead of buying all these clothes, whether it's clothes, designer clothes, I believe in that. Let me just say this. I believe in designer clothes to a point.
Right.
I wouldn't call it designer clothes. It may be, but I like to call it quality clothes.
That part.
Yes. And classic clothes that you can wear throughout the seasons. It's nice to get something that's trendy every now and then, but you want a wardrobe with classic clothes in it. And I don't want to wear Coach or what's that name start with a B? I can't think of it right now. Birkin. I had a friend that used to love Birkin things, but she was renting an apartment, and she would like to buy Birkin purses and all these big like Gucci bags and stuff. I have to say, with that money that she was spending on Gucci and Birkin bags, she could have been saving money to pay down to own a home.
Right.
But she wanted to look like money without actually having money. And this is how I want to encourage the audience is, it's okay to have nice things, but make sure initially your first investment should not be on consumer goods like clothes, shoes, and even cars. Everybody has to have a reliable car. I believe you should have a reliable car. If you're going to have a BMW, a Mercedes, a Jaguar, even a Range Rover, don't get it the year it was made. Maybe get it used, but that's been highly cared for. And I believe those, when a car is expensive, it's going to be well cared for anyway. So when you buy used, just say if you buy brand new or 2022 Range Rover or Jaguar or Mercedes, you're going to pay starting at 70,000 or more. But if you wait a year or two, maybe even 2 years, 3 at the most, and that same car you could get it for at least 50% cheaper. 50%, because the car loses value by at least, I want to say 20% when you drive it off the dealer's lot. So you got to think what you want to call, what we like to call ROI, return on investment. You want to live your best life because you can't take it with you. So you want to enjoy your life, but you have to think, what do I need to be comfortable, if not rich? And we all have a certain amount of that, the way we spend our money. And also, many people, I watch, I like to eat out, and a lot of people like fine dining. I had a friend, my husband, we were active duty Air Force, and we were young, initially young Air Force members. And I had a friend, she was in undergrad with me at Minot State University in North Dakota. And she said, mostly where we spend our money is eating out. I said, oh my God, you do? She had 2 children, Trey and I had 2 children. I'm like, wow, I was surprised because we eat out too, but not frequently. We didn't eat out like 3-4 times a week. We would eat out maybe 2-3 times in a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so this, again, you got to see where your money's going. And you have to, first of all, you got to get a vision. The Bible says without a vision, the people perish. What do you want for your life? And what are you willing to sacrifice to get it? We all want to be happy. What does happiness mean to you? Having a comfortable home, having a comfortable life. Some people really do want to be rich. We all want to be rich, but I'm okay with not being rich. I just want to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. That's the baseline for me. If rich happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay with me too. But I cannot live in poverty. I don't want to look rich. I don't want to look like I'm comfortable. And I'm like many people, you can own a Gucci bag, a Birkin bag, but you get subsidized housing. I think it's called, I was trying to think what subsidized housing is called. Section 8, yeah. You get Section 8 housing, you get EBT. How are you gonna be wearing the latest fashion and you've been subsidized by your government? Now, there's nothing wrong with being subsidized by your government. I'm just saying, use it as a hand up so you won't always need a handout.
I got something to say.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt you though. So are you?
No, this is interactive. We're talking. We're having a conversation here.
So one thing that I wanted to address though is, you were talking about, not spending your money so much on material things. You want quality things, but not always material things. But my thing is, I know you've heard it and I've heard it. People say, dress for success, dress the part that you want to be. So I think a lot of people are trying to dress what they want to be in life. You know what I'm saying? They dress, because I know now, see, I drive a Maserati. And I know a lot of people tried to discourage me from that. Yeah,
you should never tell people what you drive in public. You know what I'm saying?
You tell people all the time that you drive a red Jag.
I tell people, see, you setting me up to be identified. It's dangerous in this world many times. I'm not telling the listening audience that. I tell people within that I can touch and feel, because they cannot clearly see But I'm just saying
You've said it on the podcast
oh,
before.
I hope not. Then, if I did, next time check me, because more and more that they're killing people because of what they own. They're following people home, taking their expensive watches, their expensive cars. They, beating people up, taking things from them, and so we just have to be careful.
That is true.
But
That
go
is
on with
true.
your
But
question.
I said that to say, people try to discourage me about getting that, and from what I could see from my finances, it looked like I could do it, which I can. But the thing is that the reason why I got that, I could have got a Kia or, a Toyota. Nothing's wrong with those cars, great cars, But the thing is, because I work and work in Hollywood and entertainment, I know that a lot of times, whether it's good or not, I am based off of what people see me right from the gate, and coming out of a Kia or a Toyota doesn't necessarily put forth the it doesn't put me in the position, it doesn't give off the kind of impression I want to give when I have just a split second to make that impression on you. I want to look like I belong in this world that I'm talking about. So that, therefore, I got that. So I think I say all of this to say that, people say all the time, dress for what you want to be if you're not already there. So dress for success, dress for what you want to be. What do you say to that? I think that's what I think that's what's going on.
There has to be a balancing act. You do want to dress professional. You don't want to be wearing pants with holes in it unless it's the style. Yeah. But I think you got to balance that. Dress for success doesn't mean once you get outfits that you can wear in your professional environment, you don't have to have a new dress every time you go out. You can recycle those outfits, to at some point wear them again. Not one time. This way, I saw a show, and it was saying how much Americans, how we buy clothes and shoes, and we used to give them to like Salvation Army, Goodwill, but they don't even want these things anymore because they send them to third world countries, and these third world countries have clothes up like a mountain. We gotta do those 3 R's: recycle, reuse, and reduce. We got to reduce what we buy. They said that we as Americans are leaving the biggest carbon footprint on the world, on this earth. So all of that makes me think about it. You may say, what does that have to be about being rich? Being rich means you want a ROI. Think about everything you do, return on your investment. Your best investment is in yourself. And it's like you said, okay. I remember I read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, before Donald Trump decided he wanted to go into politics and become a president. At some point back then, I liked him. And he came on with, I can't remember the Japanese guy. He was talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he was saying how I wish I could remember his name. I have his book on my shelf, but he was saying also, and I liked his philosophy at that time. Not Donald Trump, because Donald Trump family had money. I don't think Donald Trump ever had a poor dad. But the guy that co-authored with him and went into business, many business enterprises based on Rich Dad, Poor Dad, would say, if you drive your car to work every day and you don't have to worry about it breaking down on you, and you can go to work happy, feeling good in your car, it's worth the investment. And when I say return on investment, I'm just not saying monetary. You are your best investment. Peace of mind, sound mind, not stressing out, do I need AAA? You're gonna need AAA probably never if you have a quality investment in a reasonably new car that you can maintain. Also, I was thinking about a few other things too. Invest in yourself in education, it's not about educating. Everybody's not meant to go to college. Let's just say that. You can be a business owner, an entrepreneur. And I think the more and more we do that, I know here in California, I've never met so many business owners until I came to California.
Oh, yes.
That I know that I encounter, they're talking about their business. You know, they have even if they work for somebody else, they have a side hustle. That side hustle is their business. See, that's what you have to invest in. I always say you should. Some people are saying, "Oh, you shouldn't buy a home." I believe you should buy a home, and this is why I say it's not for necessarily because a home is a good investment, but it is. No one can put you out. If you are renting from me, I am a property owner, and I decided I don't want to rent to you anymore. I can tell you after the rental agreement is over, you need to move. You may not be ready to move. You may like that community, but I'm not obligated to let you continue to rent from me outside past the lease agreement. So I think that the number one reason you should own your own home, home ownership, is to feel safe, feel secure in the fact that I'm buying this. No one can make me move. I can paint the walls however I want, if I want to. It allows a lot more flexibility that rental property when you're renting that you cannot do. And it's easier to borrow money when you own a home. Okay.
So I have a few comments to piggyback on that. So you were talking about, being educated, and that's one thing that I wanted to point out about millennials, but mostly Gen Z. The thing about financial literacy, there is so much financial literacy on these like apps and stuff. And I think Gen Z kind of gets it more so. I mean, millennials were getting it, but Gen Z really gets it about trying to be on top of financial literacy. And I think that's kind of speaking to what you were saying about, hey, you don't have to go to school to be financially literate and know the best way of how to budget and spend money and save money. And if you want to invest money. And I really, really like that about Gen Z.
And also, one reason Gen Z, they're able to do that is because we're in a technological environment. It's easy to get out. Back when I was growing up, and I was Gen Z, or whatever generation I was, X or whatever. These things didn't exist. Now, with technology, we're living in information ages. You can almost do your hand like this. Or I can say, Alexa, tell me, apps, everything. It's not that Gen Z is so smarter than Generation X or the millennials. There's more opportunity, more available for them. If you're stupid in this informational age, it's because you're lazy and you don't want to know.
And then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But the opportunity is there for most people. Not everybody. Some people are challenged because they're very, very low income. But in many schools and libraries, and there's still even more opportunity. I always say where there's a will in America, where there's a will, there's a way. Most of the time, it is the will. It's more challenging for people of color, Black and brown people, opportunities, but there are opportunities for us also. We may have to work a little harder, work a little smarter, but I think about our grandparents and our grandparents before that. The opportunities weren't even there when they tried to do things. Just think about in Oklahoma, what was the name of that community?
I just call it the Black Wall Street.
The Black Wall Street, how they were murdered and lynched because they had the audacity of hope. They had the audacity to want to have something in life, as my Southern grandmother would say, have something in life. And they thought too that they had an inalienable right to pursue happiness. And happiness comes in being comfortable in your life, not necessarily just rich. Again, I say you should strive. It should be your goal to be rich and not look rich, not spend all your money on appearance of riches. I know you gotta dress for success, but don't, while you're dressing for success, consider investing in you, investing in a business, investing in property, these type things.
Really quickly before we go, because time has wound down, you said something about home ownership. Now, I know for me looking for a home, it wasn't because I wanted to. You had said something about like feeling good, or it's like safety. I know out here in Los,
Security, yeah.
yeah,
It's about feeling secure.
yeah, for me, looking for property or trying to get a house wasn't so much about security. It's just that here in Los Angeles, the rent is crazy. It's so crazy. And I feel like if I'm spending this much in rent, I might as well, and it's just like going down the drain, you might as well invest it back in yourself. So that's why I was looking for a house, because what the rent is just crazy, crazy. I see why people have like 7 roommates. It's extremely high. So I just wanted to put that out there about home ownership too. If you're gonna pay somebody, you might as well pay yourself so you can own something.
Right, or pay your mortgage. That same amount of money you're spending on rent, you can use that money as your monthly mortgage payment. And you said, how do I get a home? Well, research it on YouTube. Some people don't like it when I say that about YouTube. You can Google it.
Mm-hmm.
We're like I said, the information age. There are realtors on YouTube teaching people how to buy their home, first-time homeowners. There are people on YouTube telling people how to start a business.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much available. And because we are visual and we want to use more of our senses, when you see it on YouTube, you see it, you hear it, you can even write it and take notes, on how you want to live your best life, how you want to be rich and not just look rich. If you're going to look rich, at least spend some time and put some energy. And that's about investment too, in stocks and bonds. I want to make sure I say that. Some people say 401k, that may be true too. Investing. Look rich. It's okay. Being rich is better.
Okay, that is a good word. I always feel like you're preaching when you're talking.
My mom always said, ever since I was a little child, maybe before I was maybe 5, my family have always said that I was born to be a preacher, and maybe it's just in me, and I am preaching. I'm preaching to people, be rich. Don't just look rich.
Mm-hmm.
This is who I am. If I sound preachy, I'm a little church girl. I grew up in the church all of my life, and this is who I am. If you don't like my preaching style, keep it moving. Find your tribe. But somebody's gonna like this little preacher girl and how she speaks and how she preaches. I know who likes her. I like myself. So
I
your
like
like
her too.
is extra.
Right. Exactly. I like it too. Well, that's it for RiaTalk, where we're always keeping it real about real life. Please, 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 please leave your comments and your compliments on our Instagram page at RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.